In the December COVID resilience ranking, we saw broadly that the arrival of Omicron has very much halted the momentum towards normalization and reopening that we were seeing through 2021. But still, a key differentiator remained that most major economies were not willing to go fully back to the lockdowns of 2020. Instead, they were using guidance, softer curbs, and reliant on accelerating booster campaigns to fight the new variant. In December's ranking, we saw that warmer places in South America and the Asia Pacific had the advantage because they didn't have to face the winter accelerating the spread of Omicron. At the same time, Omicron had not yet really advanced in the same way that we were seeing in Europe and the US. So in December, number one was Chile, followed by Ireland, and then the UAE. And rounding out the top 10, we saw places that, although were facing surges of infection, were very much ahead on inoculation and being the fastest at rolling out the booster shots that we know are key to fighting Omicron. So in 2022, the key question as we see Omicron really take over in the US and Europe is whether or not death tolls are going to trend up in line with what we're seeing with case numbers. So in South Africa right now, the evidence is quite mixed. We saw that hospitalizations and deaths did not go up in the same way. But at the same time, South Africa is a very different place with a different demographic. And it just come out of a Delta wave, which may have conferred some natural immunity as well. We don't know how the situation is going to play out in the Northern Hemisphere right now, which is also facing the fact that cold weather is the optimal season for the virus to spread. So in the next few months, that's really going to be the key question. Can the health systems, maintain what they're doing in the face of these infections? Will Omicron be proven to be mild and the death tolls stay flat, although the wave is surging upwards? And in the case of the US and UK, we're seeing the governments have said really that they are taking a pretty much a hands-off approach. They have ruled out going back to the curbs or the lockdowns of 2020. So what that means really is that their outlooks are entirely dependent now on how that fatality line really trends. So in the ranking overall, although we do see that countries have, slowed or pushed back their reopening plans, that populations are less mobile because, of course, there is a fear of Omicron sweeping through the world. People are staying home more. We're not seeing a full reversal of reopening moves in the past year. Border curbs remain very much open throughout the world. International travel remains possible. Essential shops and schools are mostly open as well. So that is a very different situation from what it was in 2020 before vaccines.
Thanks for watching Bloomberg Quick Take Now. Subscribe to our channel to see the biggest stories the moment they happen from around the world, and tune in to our 24/7 live stream for global news coverage, interviews, deep dives, shows, and documentaries on the stories you care about.